Hi, morning all of you. Today we are going to discuss another chapter from time and arithmetic, that is time and distance. But before starting this chapter, I would like to share a good news with you. Many students are calling me and sending me the mails sharing their success in the recent examinations. I'm very happy with that and I really congratulate them. Alright, and I wish them all the best in their career also. Alright, so as I've mentioned you previously also, many of my students, more than 9,000 of my students are working in various banks and other central government or different state government organizations across the country. Alright, and those students who have not got success yet, don't get disappointed. Now, the examinations, all the exams are very transparent. If you really work hard, definitely you're going to get success in one exam or the other. It's just matter of time. Alright, so keep your preparation on and keep your efforts sincerely. And one thing I would like to advise you, one advice, always remember to get success in this type of exams, learning the concept is very important, because nowadays the questions in the examination are very in-depth. The examiner wants to test the complete knowledge of the student on the topic. So for that reason, learning one or two shortcuts or some shortcuts may not fetch you right result in the examination. Alright, so now try to learn the concept first. After that, implementation, application should be done. Alright, and before starting this chapter, I would like to give you one more information. I would like to inform one more thing to you, that many students are asking for online courses also. I am going to start online courses very soon. Let us start with the banks first. Alright, after that I am going to extend that one to others. First we will start with the banks, Staff Selection Commission, SSC exams and other exams like banks means IBPS, that is useful for IBPS, then SBIPO and other private banks, Staff Selection Commission and other exams like LIC, GIC, other exams. Almost 56 types of competitive exams can be cracked with the course which I am going to give you online. And after that, I am going to start that one for GATE and this one CAT also. Of course, you can write CSAT also with this course. And the course would be in that way, not only the recorded classes for you, but I am going to give you live sessions every day. Alright, every day probably from 8 to 10 p.m. every day, or 7 to 10 or 7 to 9, depending upon the availability of the time. I am going to give you live sessions. If anybody missed out that one or misses out that one, definitely you can have access to that one. I am going to give you the recorded class. I am going to keep recorded class on the site so that you can watch that one at any time you want. And I am going to give the validity for 1 year. Alright, during this year, you can have access to the classes anytime you want. The advantage with that one is you can watch the classes repeatedly, so that the fundamental or the concept is going to be very clear for you. And even I have planned for the doubt clarification sessions also. Because when it is live class, if you get any doubts, some students are saying that how can we clarify our doubts? What I am going to do, I am going to keep some live sessions again for doubt clarification. I will tell you in the due course of time how to send the doubts and how it would be clarified. And moreover, I am going to send you the study material also. If you want the hard copy, I will send it by courier, or else I am going to anyway upload the soft copies of the study material online. Means online in the sense in our site. And moreover, I am going to conduct some online tests also. Alright, online tests will be on all India basis. Because from many parts of the country, I am getting the request there. Many people are sending me the mails. So that if you write one test, you will be assessing yourself of course, right? What is your rank? If students from across the country are participating in that one, I am going to give you that opportunity also. Anyway, I am going to give all the details in the other video about online. Now, as of now, what I would like to give you, I am going to give total 4 subjects online. That is reasoning, quantitative aptitude, English, then general awareness, marketing and computers. If anybody wants the complete course, anyway I am going to give you the complete course. Some students are asking for only parts in the sense, some are asking only for reasoning and many are asking for reasoning and quant together, right? Or maybe English, maybe general awareness. We can go for different modules also. Even I'll give you that opportunity also. Alright? So now, most probably within a week's time, I'm going to start this one. If anybody is interested, you please send me a mail to this mail ID. Right? Very clearly, please mention in the mail, in your mail, that I am interested for online classes. That depends upon your choice for the entire course or any like reasoning or quant or English or GK separately. Right? Send a mail to this one, Chakravarti, CHAKRAVARTHY, Chakravarti sir at gmail.com. Right, so that I can assess how many people are really interested for online courses. Right, online courses means don't worry about that. Not only the recording classes, as I've mentioned you just now, live classes will be there. You can feel the classroom environment and you can learn many things from that one, because in YouTube videos we are not able to keep more than 20-minute video. In 20 minutes, of course, I am trying my best to clear the concept to you. But in online classes, what will be there? Entire concept is going to be discussed with a number of examples, so that you can never forget the concept. I'll definitely do in that way, because I've been teaching this subject, as many of you know, almost for the last 18 years. I'm going to give you the best out of the best concept. Alright, now, anyway, come back to this class. In this class, I'm going to discuss time and distance chapter for you. Actually, this is time, speed and distance. Now, before going further, let us have a clear understanding of this one. First, let us take the relationship among these three. The relationship is distance is equal to, as all of us know, speed into time. Alright. Then speed is equal to, of course, distance by time. Then time is equal to distance by speed. These are basic formulae from this one. All the questions are based on these three only. But nowadays, in competitive exams, they are not asking questions directly based on this one. Direct questions are not there. As you might have understood, observed that one, right? Many indirect questions are there. Those questions can be solved by those students who really know the concept of that one. For that reason only, my attempt is this one, starting from the basics. The next one is, many students are ignoring this one. Don't ignore this. Another way of relation among speed, time and distance. Always remember, speed and time are inversely proportional to each other. The more is the speed, the less is the time, and the less is the speed, more is the time. We can solve many questions with this relationship also. And another important thing is that the relation between distance and speed. Distance and speed are directly proportional to each other when time is constant. Time is same. Alright. So remember this one also. Distance and time, distance and speed can be equalized when time is constant. Some questions can be solved even with this also. Without using algebra, directly with this relation, we can solve not some, many questions in this chapter. Alright. Anyway, this chapter, right, can be divided into three parts. The first one is general problems based on time, speed and distance. And second one is problems based on trains. Then the third one is problems based on streams, boats and streams. I am going to upload many videos on this one. Let us start with general problems now. To go for general problems, apart from the relationship among speed, distance and time, another important one or two concepts are there. So very important of those are, the first one is average speed, very important. Other one is relative speed. This is also important. Let us have a detailed discussion of average speed and relative speed. Average speed is nothing but average speed is equal to total distance travelled divided by total time taken for this one. You can calculate average speed by dividing total distance with the total time taken for that. For example, let us go with a small example. Beginners can be beneficial with this. Suppose if a man travelled for 20 kilometers at the speed of, let us take 5 kilometers per hour. And another 30 kilometers, he travelled at the speed of 6 kilometers an hour. What is the average speed for this journey? Average speed is nothing but total distance travelled 50 by total time taken for this one. Now total time taken for this one is, time taken in this case is distance by speed, 20 by 5, that is 4 hours. Now time taken in this case 30 kilometers at the rate of 6 kilometers per hour, it is 5 hours. So now total time taken for this one is 9 hours. Total distance by total time will give me the answer. Now 50 by 9 kilometers per hour are 9 5s are 45. 5 by 9 kilometers per hour is the average speed. Alright. So now average speed, when the distance is distant, both the distance are different, or 3 distance or 4 distance they give. When the distance are different in measurement, we should use this formula, total distance by total time taken. If the distance is same, right, we can like modify this formula, we can go by still simpler way. What is that? Suppose if the distance is divided into two equal parts, in that case you need not apply this one. Straight away you can apply one formula. When the distance is divided into two equal parts, remember two equal parts, average speed for that journey is 2xy by x plus y, where x and y are respective speeds there, speed 1, speed 2. For example, a person travelled a distance with a speed of, let us take 40 kilometers per hour, and equal distance at 60 kilometers per hour. Alright, in this case what happened? In both the cases, distance travelled is same. Distance is being divided into two equal parts. When distance is divided into two equal parts, straight away the average speed is equal to 2 into x into y by x plus y, that is 100. So my answer is going to be 48 kilometers an hour or per hour. So how easy this one? Alright, whenever the distance is divided into two parts, apply the direct formula. It's going to be really useful for you for many questions in the exam. Then after that, sometimes they give in this way, distance is being divided into three equal parts. They may say in this way, 1/3 of the journey is being completed with some 40 kilometers per hour. Then next 1/3 of the journey, 50 kilometers per hour, and the rest of the journey at 60 or 70 kilometers per hour. What is the average speed for that journey? In this case, unnecessarily, we need not waste our time by calculating total distance by total time. Simply, when three equal parts are there, there is a direct formula for us, that is 3 divided by 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z, where x, y, z are the respective speeds for the journey. You can get the direct answer. Alright. So now, what if 4 equal parts are there? When 4 equal parts are there, simply you can do in this way, 4 divided by 1 by x, 1 by y, 1 by z, and the other speed 1 by a. You can get the perfect answer without calculating total distance and total time. Hope you understood this one and you can save some time in the examination. And the next concept is relative speed. This is rather important. Many questions can be solved with the relative speed concept. Now, relative speed is nothing but, I just give you with the help of one example. Relative speed can be taken in two cases. When the objects are in the opposite direction, traveling in the opposite direction, then objects are traveling in the same direction. When the objects are traveling in the opposite direction, to get the relative speed, you need to add the speeds. When the objects are moving in the same direction, you need to take the difference in the speeds. For example, let us take in this way, two trains are traveling from A. One train is traveling from A to B. Alright, and other train is traveling from B to A. If one train is traveling at the average speed of 100 kilometers per hour, other one is traveling at 120 kilometers per hour, what is the relative speed now? Since both are coming towards each other, let us imagine that both started at the same time. When both are coming towards each other, now the relative speed will be 100 plus 120. That should be 220 kilometers per hour is the average, relative speed. Means in 1 hour, both trains together in the opposite direction travel this 100 plus this 120. 220 kilometers are being traveled in 1 hour by two objects, two trains in this case. Hope you got the idea. Suppose if it is in the other way, if both are travelling in the same direction, for example, you take in this way, this is station A. Two trains started at the same time from this station. This is train A travelling at the rate of 100 kilometers per hour and a train B 120 kilometers per hour. Both started at the same time. What's the meaning of this one? In 1 hour, this train can travel for 100 kilometers. This train can travel for 120 kilometers per hour, provided the trains are not stopped anywhere in between. Alright. So then what happens then? After 1 hour, how many kilometers these two trains apart when they are going in the same direction? Obviously we can say 20 kilometers apart, because first train is here and second train is here. The difference between these two is 20 kilometers. Alright, this 20 kilometers per hour is called relative speed between these two. Now, so in 1 hour they are 20 kilometers apart. What is the relative speed in this case? Relative speed in this case is, so let us take this is speed 2 and this is speed 1. In this case, speed 2 minus speed 1. Now it should be 120 minus 100. So that is 20 kilometers per hour should be taken as the relative speed. If we further extend the concept in this way, in low level questions or the basic concept, they give in this way or they ask in this way. One train started from station A at 8 am with the speed of 100 kilometers per hour, and second train followed from station A the train, first train, let us take train 1. Second train travelled first train at 9 am it has started with the speed of 120 kilometers per hour. Now the question is when the second train is going to catch up the first train. Alright, now when would it happen? Simply 8 am to 9 am, 1 hour difference is there. During 1 hour, the first train is going to travel obviously 100 kilometers. Train 1. This train 1 is not stopped. Train 1 is continuously moving. Then after that, train 2 started at 9 am. So already 100 kilometers are being covered by train 1. So now this train 1, 100 kilometers are already being covered. When 100 kilometers are covered by train 1 here, this 100 kilometers should be taken as a lead distance for train 2. So in this transaction, in this traveling, train 2 has to cover this 100 kilometers to catch up train 1. Observe friends, right? Just try to understand the concept. If train 1 is stopped here only, to catch up this one, to catch up the train 1 for train 2, definitely it takes less than 1 hour. But train 1 is not stopped there. Continuously it is moving. For that reason, in 1 hour what happens, since this 100 kilometers are to be covered by train 2 when train 1 is also in movement. In this case, the concept of relative speed comes into picture. Now, relative speed in this case is, relative speed is speed of train 2 minus speed of train 1. Now here, speed of train 2 is 120, speed of train 1 is 100. Means relative speed is 20 kilometers per hour. What do you mean by 20 kilometers per hour? In 1 hour, train 2 is going to gain 20 kilometers over train 1. Since train 1 is already covered 100 kilometers. Here the meaning is in 1 hour, distance between these two trains is going to be reduced by 20 kilometers. Reduced by 20 kilometers. Now the lead distance is 100 kilometers. When the lead distance is 100 kilometers, every hour 20 kilometers are going to be reduced from this 100 because two trains are moving. First train is also moving. What happens here? The lead distance is 100 and relative speed is 20. Now 25. Now here the second train takes 5 hours. 5 hours to catch up the first one after 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, 5 hours, the second train is going to catch up the first one on the way. Provided means below 5 hours, first train has not reached the destination. Continuously both are traveling. Hope you got the idea, right? This is very important concept. That's the reason why I'm spending much time on this one. Alright, the relative speed is, first one is 100 kilometers per hour, second is 120, time gap is 1 hour. 1 hour 100 kilometers are already covered. Train 1 is not stopped, it is moving. When train 2 started, following the train 1, in that case what happens? In 1 hour, the distance between these two is to be reduced by 20 kilometers. And this 100 is called the lead distance. It will be carried forward. And this way we need to complete the question. This is the concept of a relative speed. Friends, in this video, we have discussed some general points there. Time, speed and distance. What is the relationship among them? Then followed by how to take a average speed in various cases. How to take the relative speed. Relative speed concept is really important for you. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to discuss the actual questions in the next video. In the next video, let us start with the general questions on time and distance. After that, we'll go for problems on trains. Then we'll go for problems on boats and streams. And meanwhile, if anybody is interested for taking online live classes, you please send me a mail to the given mail ID. Right? Thank you very much. And next video, very soon I'm going to, probably today itself, I'm going to give you the other video where we are going to discuss minimum 3 to 4 questions based on general problems on time and distance. Thank you very much.